and the Cattery just about packed for what should be an excellent game between Geelong and Footscray. Scotty Wine, no doubt relieved with Damien Burke not playing today, as Kretiuk coming into the side puts Footscray down towards the half-forward line. Footscray winning the toss, kicking left here at Cardinia Park. Tui has it just outside 50. Centering kick, but no one at home. Very important clash. Mansfield goes to the outer side. McGrath's his target. Hawkins goes with him. Ball spills free. Grant gets it. Quickly away to McPherson. Up to the right half-forward flank. Again, no one home. Gary Hocking was the player who takes the mark. With me today, Gerard Healy and Tim Watson. Tim, your selection?
Yes, I'm going for Footscray, Sandy.
And Gerard?
Geelong.
Mensch pushes Geelong down towards the 50-metre line. Wine goes to ground. Scott Whites doesn't come out. It's Bairstow now. Kretiuk takes him on. Back to Scott, who's slung to the ground. The umpire will come in and have a bounce just in the Geelong attacking zone on an overcast day and a somewhat heavy track.
Yes, a couple of muddy patches, particularly in the centre. So conditions could get difficult for the players. Wine. The bottom there was Stanfield. Kretiuk doing well early. Through comes Mensch. The boy from Grovedale kicks it long. But in the back line there, standing tall, was Campbell. On to Baxter. He's selected for Victoria for his first game. Coming through beautifully there was Neal, who left Coleman for dead. He charges through to the goal square, but once again, doing well in the back line was Tony Campbell, using the gloves to good effect there with the terrific punch out of bounds.
It was a poor kick then by Neld. He had plenty of time to steady, and he should have put that ball more to the top of the square rather than kicking it toward the pocket.
Billy Brownless doing the ruck work with Wind at the back. It's the latter who wins it. Good smother by Paul Couch off the boot, however. Keeps the ball in the Cats attacking zone.
And Baxter for Footscray, who's been lining up.
Oh, a little bit of feeling out here. Paul Couch and Mark Bairstow separating themselves. Socket off the ground by Wallace towards half-back. Good tackle on McPherson. Umpire says the ball was held. Cat fans don't like the decision.
I was about to say it was Baxter, who's been playing as a free running ruck rover for the Footscray side, has lined up on Ablett and looks like he's got the job of tagging him for the day.
Big question mark over Ablett with an Achilles problem, but he passed the fitness test and has taken his place in the side. Kretiuk could have been in the back. Wills over the top, looks for Bairstow. He's pinged. The ball spills free and wobbles over the line. Bairstow having a very good season, averaging just over 18 kicks a game. Ablett got a touch, couldn't take it. Liberatore lets Wind socket off the ground. Kretiuk couldn't hold it. Bairstow's away from Wine from 50 metres, pumps it high in towards full forward. Burning back on it is Billy, couldn't take it. Campbell, the gloved one, does well. Out towards Hawkins, who is going to be paid a free kick. A tackle too high.
Definitely around the neck.
He will take it on the half-back flank.
But that was definitely around the neck on that occasion. And Doug Hawkins has come a long way down from the forward flank where he started the match.
Keenan Reynolds takes the mark. Hawkins now making his way back up forward. Over the back comes Handley, and a terrific knock out of bounds, spoiling Glenn Coleman, who did the right thing and took the front spot. Throw in just forward as centre wing, favouring Footscray. Coleman takes the front berth and gets the ball to ground. There he is, Tony Liberatore, always on the bottom of the pack.
Another interesting move, Gerard. Tui is playing up in the forward line for Footscray. Tui has played a lot of football in the forward line, but on the recent occasions he's been playing mainly as a backman for Footscray.
Has only kicked one goal for Footscray this year, so hasn't ventured down to the forward line all that often, as Gary Hocking takes a free kick.
Pleased to get it. Does tend to give away a few, but he's a very aggressive and talented player. It's in towards the middle. There's a chance for Kretiuk. Couldn't pick it up. May Soccer again. He does. They're inside 50. Clean bowls Hinkley. Picked up by Malik Ellis, playing his 50th game. Back to the centre. Wine charged his arm. Almost got it on the half volley. Liberatore doing the roving work. Danger here. He's got Tui. Bernard Tui too far out. Short kick towards Kretiuk was not a good one. He may get a free kick for in the back. Malakellis coming in over the top. And Steve Kretiuk from St Albans is going to have the first shot at goal.
It's already early in this game. He's shown a bit of pace out of the centre, Kretiuk, and he looks like a likely sort of a player for Footscray.
Footscray leaving out Campbell, Eccleston and Stanley. Geelong leaving out Miles, Merriman and Heffernan. Kretiuk for goal. Good looking kick. First blood to the Dogs. They lead by that score. One straight goal.
And once again, Tony Liberatore is a terrific little player for the Footscray side. Featured a moment ago in a knock-on, which resulted in a play and a kick off the ground into the Footscray forward line. And that time, his intelligent use of the ball resulted in another opportunity up forward.
So first goal to Kretiuk in only his second game, and what a terrific game it is as the ball is driven out of the centre line by Callett. Forsman now goes to ground. Liberatore once again. Tui round the corner. Good play there from Chris Grant, or was it pushing the back? No, says the umpire, as Forsman just throws the ball on his boot and gets it clear for Geelong, getting it out of their danger zone.
Jared, another player that's coming to the Footscray side this year and done well is Brian Royal up forward, and although he's only a short player, Royal is a very good mark for his side. Malakellis is really going to have to watch him overhead.
Wind and Handley should be one of the battles of the day. This time it's Hocking who's got the job on Atkins, and he drives it into the mud patch. Mensch, good handball away to Buse. The Rat, Andrew Buse, goes across the ground, an excellent kick, good vision, finds Mansfield. Gary Ablett on the lead. Mansfield looks to think he's half a chance here. No, he is waiting for the lead. This time it's Paul Couch with Brownless at the back. You can raffle that, but I'm sure it'll be Couch paid the mark and should line up for goal.
As Brownless coming over the top on that occasion, ploughing into his own man in Couch, and Campbell was a long way off Bairstow when he took off then, so he's going to have to tighten up in that area because Billy Brownless is very quick off the mark.
So a pretty straightforward shot at goal for Paul Couch, the left-footed Brownlow medalist, and straight through the middle it goes for Geelong's first goal of the afternoon.
Finally give this game away. I don't want to be worrying about money. Sure, I've got superannuation, but is it enough to live well on? So I had a chat with my bank, Westpac. Their financial advisors really helped me plan for my future. They even showed me how I can top up my super. Now, thanks to Westpac, I'll have plenty to live on. I'm really looking forward to putting my feet up.
Ever played basketball without any air in the ball?
It doesn't bounce.
Right, and that's how you could feel in the morning if you don't have your breakfast. You can lose your bounce and start feeling flat and droopy. Each morning, fill up on a complete breakfast of cereal, milk, toast, fruit and juice. Because if you start the day with a nutritious breakfast, you're giving it your best shot.
This breakfast message was brought to you by Kellogg's in the interest of good health and nutrition.
It was a scandal.
Do you realize the magnitude of the scandal?
You really are crazy.
It was a cover-up.
This is insane. It's out of control.
It was a plot so bizarre, so secret, that the first thing to die was the truth.
This man!
Academy Award winner Kevin Costner in the thriller to end all thrillers.
I'm the one in the picture, Sam.
Tell me who it is!
With Gene Hackman in No Way Out. Presented by Optus, 8:30 Wednesday on 7.
Throw in on Footscray's left half forward flank. Handley takes the front spot. Coleman doesn't appear to have a great deal of knowledge about the boundary throw-in ruck work. Much better in the centre bounces. It's Crediuk doing well in his first quarter. Fourth kick to Crediuk. Throws the ball long in the back of the pack. Is a terrific mark by Hinkley. One of the big flyers in the AFL. To Forsman. Onto his left foot. Once again, he's ducked back into trouble. Something that both he and Paul Couch have got in common. Atkins. This will be a good battle, Atkins and Hocking. Hocking on top at the moment. Onto the right foot, he's got Ablett. And Scott. Scott once again. Too mobile, too quick. Puts the ball forward. Puts it into the mud patch. Mensch. This time it's Brown. Brown has got Brownless wide. Good vision and good lead by Billy. The goal square is open, but Brownless decides to go back and have a set shot at goal. Bouncing Billy Brownless lines up for his first, Geelong second. Slips as he kicked it, but it's a goal.
Well, Billy Brownless is always a chance once he's inside that arc to kick a goal, and that goal was created then by Scott Wine trying to kick the ball off the ground. It hit one of his own teammates on the leg and rebounded back to where a nest of the Cats players were based, and Paul Brown was a very intelligent kick into the space out in front left by Billy Brownless.
Brownless kicks his 267th career goal. Geelong leads by 7 points. Wine out of the middle, looking down towards Atkins or Coleman. Advantage is going to be paid here to Neil. He got a bump from Wine and quickly went on with the job. Bairstow in front, couldn't take it. Keller, a hurried kick towards centre wing. Now the opportunity for Credior. Short, troppy kick. And Hinkley read it better than anyone else. Handley, Rogers. Danger here for Footscray. Wills gets his kick towards half forward. No mark taken by Bairstow. Steve Hocking. Out to Robert Scott on the Billy. Well, exciting stuff. Brownless from 50.
There's hardly a better sight in football than a full forward leading out taking a mark like that, is there?
Distance shouldn't be a problem. Very little breeze here at Kardinia Park today. From 49 metres, bang goes a booming drop punt, but it's across the face of goal and one behind. Brownless 1-1, Geelong 2-2, leading Footscray by 8 points.
Geelong implementing the zone defence down here at Kardinia Park. So Campbell decides to go straight down the middle. Splitting at the back was Ablett with a big fly. Couldn't take it. Liberatore taken too high and given the free kick.
I really called that right, Jerry. It was either around the neck or in the back.
Wallace, captain in 89. To Brian Royal, who overruns it. Out comes Toohey. Gets it to Wallace, who's run down well. Comes across the ground looking for Delray, who's pushed. The back of the pack was Neil, takes a good mark for Geelong.
And I felt Coleman got in the way of Delray on that occasion.
Handley. Straight down the middle, Geelong go. Playing corridor football. Why wouldn't you when you've got so many tall players? Once again, Hocking bumps Atkins off the ball. Doing well. Hughes knocks it on to Forsman. Forsman with good hands finds Spiro Malakalis. And down he goes the middle once again. Gary Hocking will come onto his left foot. A good tackle from Hawkins. Dispossesses Hocking. McPherson back to Hawkins.
Dougie Hawkins from the defensive side of centre. No one at home though. Ken Hinkley takes an uncontested mark. Honours at the moment with Geelong. This is Forsman on the outer side. In towards Buddha Hocking. In fact, over the top. Keller harassed towards the boundary line. And eventually Paul Brown takes it over. They haven't shut the gates here at Kardinia Park, but it's a pretty full house. Ablett, the Flyers. Free kick being picked out of that's going to go to Footscray, Scott Wine. He's had a wonderful year. Oh! Forsman not impressed with that decision. But it will go to the veteran skipper. Playing game number 278, Doug Hawkins. That's a good mark. Stanfield. Had a couple of good weeks, Barry Stanfield. It's good to see. Tui. In towards full forward. The Dogs wanting something from Grant. Couldn't take the mark. Royal, always dangerous in front. Kicked the first couple last week. Claimed by Rogers. He's lost it. The advantage is paid. Geelong out of trouble through McGrath.
And a long kick from Brown at the back. What a fly. Plays on quickly. A terrific mark from Paul Brown. The kick didn't match the mark. He's kicked it straight to Reynolds. Exciting stuff here at Kardinia Park. Has all the attributes of a final. Crediuk doing well. Gets it on to dancing Douglas Hawkins, who spins around a couple. Good handball back to Crediuk, who goes long, however, and Hanley just drops back.
Some poor kicking of the Footscray forward line.
Yes, plenty of pressure here at Kardinia Park as down goes Glenn Coleman. Neil to Wills. The pressure is telling on the skills of the players at the moment. Poor disposal by both hand and foot.
It's absolutely right, Jerry. When there is a lot of pressure in the game, often the players, even when they have got time, think that there's someone about to pounce.
Throw in on the outer side. Handley wins it. Hawkins first to it. Centres it for Darren Baxter, who'll pump it long. In towards half forward. Royal ripped off the football.
And Royal, what he has to do, although he does like to kick goals, he's a goal-kicking forward pocket. On that occasion and the occasion before, he's got to get quick hands to the ball.
He kicked 3 last week against Collingwood. And it looks as though Geelong may have more injury problems with Andrew Hughes. We'll keep an eye on that. At the moment, the action's with McGrath in the back pocket. Short to Ablett. Hughes is in trouble. He's going to come off the ground. Ablett. Mansfield. Finally gets a free kick. So Darcy is on. Hughes is off. And that could spell trouble for Geelong.
Yes, well, it means that they're not as flexible as they were when they went into this game. But the other interesting thing was that Paul Couch was warming up again on the boundary line.
Perhaps he's been taking acting lessons from James Manson. Who knows? It's on half-back for Geelong. Mansfield's kick to centre wing. Mensch the flyer this time. Bairstow centering kick for Hanley, who can just run on down the ground. 80 metres out. Towards Billy Brownless. But up high, couldn't complete the mark. Wind, a hurried left foot kick. It's okay. It finds Stanfield at half-back, who drifts it towards centre wing. Mansfield couldn't take the mark. In fact, Coleman steals it. Off towards Liberatore. David and Goliath there. Oh. Well, it was just that he's a metre shorter, isn't it? That's the only reason he hit him like that. But he's got the free and he hand passes to Baxter.
Well, Libber already sporting one black eye. May have copped another one. Delray at the back. Hocking once again doing well on to Malachellis. Malachellis retarded there by Royal. Atkins.
Cop it again.
First possession of Atkins. Didn't go anywhere, however, to Bairstow now, and Bairstow has runners. Butter Hocking. Well tackled also. Bairstow butters up, and he's got Wills in the middle of the ground. Now, if it had been a dry day, I'm sure Wills would have gone on, but got bogged down in the mud. At the back was Ablett, who dropped it. Hasn't been sighted as yet. The ball is just kicked over the boundary line. Throw in on the left forward flank for Geelong.
I wonder if Geelong or Ruck Rowe, Tim Darcy, Hughes, who went off the ground, was changing with Gary Hocking on a half-forward flank, and Darcy, not normally a ruck rover, has taken his place.
The questions for Malcolm Blight will be raised as Bairstow bombs one high into the forward line. At the back was Reynolds, Campbell, Ablett, this time he gets the boot onto it. Round the corner it goes, but I think the boundary line will beat Stanfield. Intelligent handball goes to Wills, who goes. No, it's got straight over the front of the pack. Well, how you can miss from 1 metre out has got me beaten. An interesting concept there from Andrew Wills.
Wallace, well, that's a poor kick as well. It may just land inside. It does, but another throw in. Well, this first quarter's got everything here at Cardinia Park.
That almost matches Percy Jones running and kicking the point post.
It's in Geelong's attacking zone. Under 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Bairstow the run of it. Gets a pass through to Buddha Hocking. Sets sail for home and pops it through. The 91 Beston Ferris gets his first. Geelong move further ahead. 3-2 to 1 straight.
Gary Hocking, a great player for Geelong, and the other great player for Geelong over a couple of years, Bairstow, and he's come back into their team this year, and he's been a great player for them. Again, a constructive handball over the top. He's been picked up by Nigel Kellett, who's kept him reasonably quiet in this first quarter.
Centre bounce once again, won by Wine. Coleman a touch, but hammered away from him. Wallace takes the hand pass. Hunter's kick partly smothered. Liberatore a chance in the middle. His hand pass goes straight to Hocking, who gives a beauty to Mensch, unselfishly to Bairstow. In towards goal, he shoots. That's a poor kick.
It was a poor kick for Bairstow, but I wonder if that ground's not a little bit softer than it appears from here. Often when players running along like that and they hit a soft patch, they don't get a sure footing as they're about to kick the ball.
Well, danger signs here for Footscray. Geelong have kicked the last 4 goals in this game. Hocking, who's been very good in the early part of this game. Whips the ball to Mansfield. Quick handball to Brown. Straight up into the ozone layer with that kick goes Brown. Stanfield.
Still at half forward, a congested area for Geelong. And another bounce. I've just been reading something into what you've been saying, Jared. You're telling me that Geelong's going to kick the next goal.
Every chance, I'd say, Sandy.
Still on half forward. They do have the opportunity. Well, Kretiuk almost threw it out the back door. Hocking does the shepherding to try and let Scott in. He didn't quite get there in time. Mansfield overruns it. Steve Hocking. Mansfield again. Pops it up in the air towards Robert Scott. What can he find? In very heavy traffic. Out comes bustling Billy. Whoa! Got to stop him somehow, and that's the way he did it.
It wasn't bad play then by Scott. Not having a target close by, handballing it to space in the forward line. There's every chance you're going to find a teammate there.
Baxter to half back. Rogers stood his ground. Grant came over the top and it was interfered. First quarter has belonged to Geelong. Well, they only lead by 14 points. It's not a lot. The lead is on. Oh, Liberatore didn't watch the football. He was watching the leader. Kellett's kick smothered. The tackle was good. Brown gives it off to Mansfield. Long kick in towards goal results in a behind.
And although this is early in the game, it's a critical period for the Footscray side. They really do need to contain the Geelong players who are just streaming forward and presenting all sorts of opportunities for their side.
Had a good start to the game, Mansfield, Tim.
Yes, he's played very well in the first quarter.
Campbell's long kick out almost to the centre of the ground. Again, good shepherding. There's a chance for Mensch. Just gets his kick, in fact was pushed, so the ball has slewed away to the right. Keenan Reynolds picks it up and floats it towards centre wing. Neal was being held.
And every time the ball has gone forward for Footscray, the player kicking or passing the ball has been under pressure and the kicks have been wayward.
Geelong run this ball out through Malakalis now with the left foot down to the centre of the ground. And a strong mark taken there by Mensch, the boy from Grovedale. Been impressive since he's come into this senior side, his first year. Brown couldn't take it with one arm. Liberatore getting plenty of possessions, as is Hocking. Bairstow off one leg. Campbell pushed down at the back. Was Ablett? Is it a mark?
Touched.
Touched.
Now he's lost it.
Call for a free kick to be given to Baxter for holding the ball against Ablett.
Oh, there's no one there.
Hunter, poor kick. Straight to Mensch. Mensch runs in from 50 metres. Can he kick a goal? I think he has. There's their fourth.
was a good long kick then by Mensch, but the Footscray players have just been under enormous pressure, and you've got to pay compliment to the Geelong forwards because they have been harassing and tackling the Footscray backmen as they've come out. And on that occasion, just kicking it way back into the slot. You've got to kick the ball a lot closer to the boundary line if you're under pressure coming out of the back line.
21 points the margin, favouring the home side. We've got both Couch and Buse on the sidelines. Wine belts it out of the middle. Grant tried to take it further forward, but it's Hocking. Gary Hocking. High kick. Mensch trying to do the work from behind. Scott waiting down in front. Handley wants someone going past. There's no one there. Hunter's kick is high. Towards half forward. An effective spoil by Hinckley is good. Handley, the big man moved beautifully. Back to Hinckley, who followed it down. Now, will he kick a goal? Well, off to Hocking, maybe back. Poor hand pass. Back towards Hinckley, but he's lost it. Hocking has lost it.
He made a poor choice then.
Yep. Reynolds plays on to Baxter. Off towards centre wing. Good mark taken by Hawkins. Strength and experience showing.
Doug Hawkins, his 5th kick for the afternoon. Looking for Danny Del Rey. Atkins, been a bit quiet. Del Rey took his eyes off it and lost it there to Hinckley, who's taken high. The umpire's paid throwing the ball. An interesting decision from the umpire.
Well, he's a lot closer to the action than we are, Jared.
Liberatore now will run in and try to goal himself. The Brownlow medalist looks at the goals. I think he's pulled it. He has, only one behind.
Yes, it's the first opportunity that Footscray have had to kick a goal for a long time, and they really did need that one to steady themselves before the Cats got away too far.
So Paul Brown just chips it to himself. It was Tim McGrath, in fact. And now Wallace picks the ball up. Round the corner. Footscray don't appear to have a great deal of system at the moment on their forward line. However, this is a lot better with Del Rey taking the ball in the hole and getting a little bit of extra over the top from Tim McGrath.
I thought it was a bit crude on that occasion. He's very lucky to find himself not guarding the mark right back there on the goal line.
This is an important shot at goal now for Danny Del Rey with only 28 seconds left on the clock. Becomes almost a shot clock situation, similar to the basketball. So from 50 metres out, Danny Del Rey from Williamstown shoots a goal. Looks good off the boot. The umpire hasn't moved, and that is a goal.
That's Del Rey's first opportunity. The ball was delivered to him well on that occasion, and it hasn't been the normal situation so far in this game when the ball's coming in. There's a bit of a blue on there. Sandy, you're watching that blue. Can you tell us what happened?
I think the Geelong fans were just welcoming Bernard Toohey back to Gadinia Park.
Well, he was one of the favourite sons down here.
We might just get a bounce, but that's all in this quarter. 27 plays 13. It's quarter time at Gadinia Park. 4-3 Geelong. Footscray at 2-1.
Tuesday, imagine a bacteria with brains that could become the world's most powerful device.
Totally unaware of its destiny.
Imagine a cancer cure that comes from the forest.
These trees were generally burned and thought to be worthless.
Imagine living in a house made out of trash.
Old tyres and aluminium cans.
The boat designed to make life-saving easier, and the Panama Canal hasn't outgrown its usefulness when Optus proudly presents Beyond 2000, 8:30 Tuesday on Channel 7.
You know, I could never really get the salon result I was after as quickly as my job demands until Sunsilk asked me to try their latest innovation, Complete Care. It's a real breakthrough. First, the shampoo deep cleanses your hair to a natural shine. Second, it conditions and nourishes right to the ends. Third, the unique all-day protective treatment helps prevent the damaging effects of blow drying and styling. Complete Care, a 3-step program for beautiful hair.
Ever played basketball without any air in the ball?
It doesn't bounce.
Right. And that's how you could feel in the morning if you don't have your breakfast. You can lose your bounce and start feeling flat and droopy. Each morning, fill up on a complete breakfast of cereal, milk, toast, fruit and juice. Because if you start the day with a nutritious breakfast, you're giving it your best shot.
This breakfast message was brought to you by Kellogg's in the interest of good health and nutrition.
Geelong go into the second quarter here at Kardinia Park, leading by 14 points. 4-3 plays 2-1. Wine going for the big fist out of the middle, doesn't quite connect. Hanley, a gentle little soccer to himself, does well. Over centre wing, towards Hawkins, will run into trouble. Tackled too high. Pushed, said the umpire, and he gets the free kick. So Doug Hawkins picked up 4 kicks in the first quarter to put Footscray into attack. They want the first couple of goals badly. Atkins does the roving. Kicks loose off the side of the boot. He wanted Keller. Mansfield had an excellent first quarter. Picked up 7 kicks. There's number 8. High to the half-forward line. Poorly directed. And the mark taken by Hawkins.
Chip kick finds Liberatore, who will run on. The long left foot kick. Looking for Del Rey. One out. Del Rey could have been infringed upon. At the back was Malakalis, who's playing in the back pocket. Hinkley up the middle. Hocking's on his own and can go on. Ducks back. Goes wide across the ground. An interesting move, but finds Mansfield. Mansfield runs very close to Liberatore, but a long kick. The back was Darcy. Now it's Baxter. Left foot kick looking for Hawkins. Wills. The boundary line beats both players. Hawkins appealing for out on the full.
And Liberatore really playing as a ruck rover, and through that position Mansfield and Hocking have been playing there for Geelong.
Here's the throw in. Wine. Wills without it. May get another chance. Ablett leaves it for Wills. Hocking, Gary and Stephen combining. Forsman to the half-forward line. Here's Brownless. Got a hand to it, but that was all. Campbell the first to recover. Scott smothers it, then goes to ground. It spills free. All Footscray. Liberatore towards centre wing. Wanted Keller. Tui in front. Away from Neal he goes. Kolyunov has the run. What can he do now? Spears it in towards Del Rey, who drops it. McGrath from half back brings it away for Geelong up towards centre wing, holding on against Mark Neal, but it didn't matter because Bernard Tui took them on. To half forward. Wine.
Intelligent play then by Wine to drop down.
Del Rey is the target once more. Holding on by both players. Hawkins pushed as he took the kick. Wobbles it over the line. Should he have got a free kick, Tim?
Well, I thought that was in the back, Sandy. Definitely pushed in the back as he went to kick the ball. And that was a definite goal for Hawkins.
Tim McGrath, the redhead. 1988 Morrish medalist also. Long kick, but it only finds Wine, who is coming into his own in this quarter. The long hands of Wine went up. Chip kick looking for Del Rey, but a poor one cut off by Hinkley. Long kick, a high kick. It's Mensch. At the base of the pack was Scott. Good work there from Wine, doing the work of a rover. Punched away from Hocking. Fire comes in and pays an infringement. Wine will be the recipient. Poor handball once again. Poor skills from Footscray, allowing Geelong to go forward through Ablett. Reynolds did well in the first quarter. Went for the refuge of the boundary line and found it.
Listen, I wonder if that loss last Sunday to Collingwood has perhaps dented the confidence of a lot of these Footscray players.
Mensch. Gary Hocking. Handball was wild to no one. Through came Stanfield. Good kick finds Kolyunov in space. He'll run into Handley, however. Went to ground when he should have stayed on his feet. The ball underneath a pack of players. Surely the umpire will ball this up. And just as they got it clear, he decided to.
He was slow in blowing his whistle on that occasion. Handley's playing very well. He's dropping back, a kick behind play, and he's making it very difficult when the Footscray players bring the ball forward.
Second quarter starting in similar fashion to the first, very tight and difficult to score. On Geelong's half-forward line. Credial towards the boundary line. Scott does well. Pulls it back in towards full forward. Ablett the flyer. Couldn't take it. Reynolds needs help. Doesn't find any and kicks back towards Mansfield. Kellen over the top to spoil. Forsman. Outside 50. A high kick into the pocket. Campbell comes over the top and does well.
He's taken the mark, Sandy, on the second grab.
Very good mark. Tony Campbell to the half-back line. Handley and Wine. Atkins crunched out of it. Mensch over the top. Mansfield off to Forsman, who'll have a shot. Casually into goal he goes. And misses. A bad miss. Very bad miss because he literally wandered into goal, Tim.
There wasn't a lot of pressure on him. Actually, I was thinking that the Footscray defenders on that occasion really weren't applying nearly enough pressure.
Campbell has a couple of options on the outer side. Picks out Reynolds. To the half-back line. Liberatore. Did he throw it out? Fans over there seem to think he did, but Hawkins goes on with it to Hunter. Back towards centre wing, and Mensch eyes only for the ball. Can't take it. Brown, who came on early replacing Couch, gets caught. Goes back to Mensch. Pumps it to the half-forward line. Wills, once a Victorian sprint champion, to half-forward, and another good mark taken by Campbell.
Reynolds. Footscray's back line holding firm at the moment. To Callum, the speedster. Bernard Tui's been good for Footscray today, but he drops it on that occasion. I think the sun may have got in his eyes as Neil drives Geelong forward. McPherson seems a little out of sorts at the moment and overran that one to allow Darcy through. Darcy didn't know which way he was going, but finally he kicks it the right way. And Baxter comes out, but it's with Ablett. Ablett decides to go all the way himself. A little bit selfish, I thought, as he had Brownless, who could have been on the mark. Footscray once again bring the ball out of the fence through Stanfield.
You put it right, Jared. Ablett should have passed the ball on that occasion.
Billy's still asking him, how about mate?
Hawkins. His 11th possession, Doug Hawkins, has been busy. Hocking to Hinkley, who's been good. Has a bounce through the mud. Looking forward. Wilt wants to go all the way. But put himself under too much pressure and had an ordinary kick at the ball. Intercepted by Mark Hunter.
Yes, he should have let go of the ball earlier. But interesting, Stephen Hock, who's picking up Atkins, is absolutely thrashing Atkins. And Atkins is a very big playmaker for the Footscray side.
Baxter towards centre wing. Kolyanuk almost ripped off the football. Now he's on the ground, courtesy of Ken Hinkley. In the meantime, Nigel Kellett can goal from here. Into full forward he goes to the cross, but a mark has been taken in the square. It looks like Brian Royal.
This is a real dasher. Nigel Kellett started the first quarter on Bairstow. They've shifted him back onto the wing now, where he's playing on Forsman. And that was a good bit of play. It was also a good bit of play by Chris Grant to run about 70 metres across the ground to Shepherd, Hocking at the last moment.
So Brian Royal looking for the Dogs' third. Shouldn't miss. 10 metres out. He gets his first for the day in his 182nd game. 3-2. Footscray Geelong leading 4-4.
Well, a good forward pocket kicking goal for the Footscray side as Bernard Tui takes a rest and Glenn Coleman comes back onto the ground, and Royal doesn't go onto the ball at any stage of the game, so he really does need to kick goals to hold his place in the side.
This is a surprise. Tui off for Coleman. Tui doing well. Good tap from Wine. Finds Atkins, who goes straight down the middle looking for Del Rey. Del Rey couldn't take it. Grant now onto Royal, who kicked the last. From 45 metres out, he squares the ball. It's going across the face. Over the boundary line. Deep in Footscray's forward pocket. Another goal here to Footscray would really bring these scores very close in the game. We've got a beauty on our hands here today. Handley over the back. once again a ball up to take place.
Footscray need a little bit more out of Chris Grant too at centre half forward. He's been very quiet up to date.
Coleman and Hanley. Coleman takes it out of the air. On to Wallace, who gets a quick kick, the left foot. Through comes Rogers, who drives Geelong out of trouble.
And some good shepherding, allowing him to do so. Crediel picks it up and pumps it back to half forward once again. Royal comes steaming out. All Geelong at the back. Rogers away from Kolyanook. Goes to the outer side and finds Wills. Into the centre he goes. The target was Mensch. Now where are the runners? Mansfield out of the bog. To half forward. Ablett and Brownless. Brownless could have been pushed. Play goes on. Scott over the top. Towards Ablett. What can he do? Hurriedly onto the left foot. It's a high kick. It's close. Going through from behind.
Even on that occasion, Sandy, I felt that the first thing he should have done was handball it off to Bairstow, who ran past him, but he really is trying to do it all on his own.
Geelong have added 2 behinds so far this quarter. Scoring has been difficult. Campbell, Peter Sumich type punt. Wills could have been held. No, said the umpire, so Wills goes at it again, out in front of Hanley and Steve Hocking. Hanley, the big man, recovers well. Gets the hand pass off to Gary Hocking. His kick slews off the side. Lucks a fortune to Mansfield. Up to Ablett, who should goal this time. Well, I'll be blown.
His uncharacteristic miss for Gary Ablett on that occasion.
They had a similar day up in Sydney last week where he missed a couple of goals we would expect him to convert. Just having a look at him, he's giving himself a pat on the behind, geeing himself up. Big punch there from Handley. Another one from Atkins was good, who finds Hawkins in the middle of the ground doing well. Grant on the lead.
He's a good player, Hawkins. His usage of the ball.
McPherson coming off now. As Atkins takes the ball. Liberatore ducks back and takes a mark, running with the flight of play. He will be within kicking distance.
And coming onto the ground, Jared, is youngster from Swan Hill, Michael Frost.
Michael Frost.
Tony Liberatore from 35 metres out. Shoots a goal and looks good off the boot. The umpire hasn't moved. It's home. So Footscray draw closer now. Only 4 points behind Geelong, who started the game in a flurry.
The Footscray working their way back into this game. They've picked up their work rate. Atkins is starting to break the shackles a little bit on Hocking and being able to get a couple of effective possessions of the ball. And McPherson going off the field. He's been a very ordinary player so far today. Normally a huge possession gatherer on the halfback flank.
4 points the margin. What a game. Wide looking for Atkins or Liberatore. Scott Libber though. Right in the middle of the ground.
I wonder how long it'll be before the Geelong players work out that Scott Wind knock. He's tried to do it about 5 times, all to the same position, and the Geelong players yet to work it out.
Wind, front spot. To Forsman, who hammers it down towards Brown. Gets the run of it. Thinks about the hand pass. Then has time to stab up towards Tim Darcy. Difficult one for him. He does manage to get it out the back door to Robert Scott, who pumps it in towards goal, again somewhat blindly, and it is rushed over the line from behind. 2 or 3 times this quarter they've had the chance, Tim, to goal, but they've gone begging.
And often you see those come back to haunt them too, don't you, in a close game?
Oh, like that kick out perhaps. No, Ablett couldn't complete the mark. Well, he's going to be paid it for a push.
And 50, Sandy, I think.
Well, there is the goal then. Because that is going to take Ablett basically to the goal line.
I feel like that's a difficult decision. Not a difficult decision, but a harsh decision to make by an umpire. In the course of the play, often you can't hear the whistle like that, and the players just continue on with so much play on rule in football today. They can just think that they've got advantage anyway.
Isn't a problem with the 50-metre itself? Shouldn't it be less than 50?
Well, I think it should be too.
This to make the margin 11 points, and he puts it out of the ground almost. The Geelong are 5-7, Footscray are 4-2.
At Westpac, we understand that when it comes to looking after your own, there's no place like home. And to make buying your home easier, Westpac is offering you a special low interest rate of just 8.75% per annum for the first 4 months of your loan. This is a limited offer, so talk to your Westpac manager today, because we want you to be as comfortable with your home loan as you are with your new home.
Wheels magazine had this to say about the new Magna wagon. It's to meet the exacting world quality standards that the wagon is so well designed and so well built. It will challenge Japanese, American and European rivals on their terms and on their turf. Score 1 for Australia.
BP's research and testing often leaves an impression on our visitors.
4th floor, aviation fuel research. 7th floor, motorsport fuel and oil testing.
And we put this research to use in a very practical place, your local BP service station.
Pizza for Ted King? Top floor.
Top floor, space research.
BP, on the move.
Mike! Tuesday, Bubba's mixed up with organised crime.
I want to testify.
When a witness to a murder
I saw him kill a friend of mine.
needs protection from the mob.
It's your country roads.
Yeah. And a chance meeting
There's no one special in your life right now?
ignites a hot romance. Jif presents In the Heat of the Night, right after Beyond 2000 Tuesday.
Things really warm up on the big wheel.
Little hot and spicy, just a dash there.
It's a recipe for fun where anyone can taste victory. Wheel of Fortune, 5:30 today.
Throw in the left forward pocket. Brownless coming out to do the work with Wine. Campbell waits in the square. Brownless picks it up. Does get boot the ball to Ablett. Oh, the master returns. Two goals to Gary Ablett. 6-8 plays 4-2.
He's a very hard man to keep out of the action, Gary Ablett. He's had his hands on the ball quite a number of times in this quarter after being pretty quiet in the first quarter. But he's such a good player, that fella.
The last 2 goals to Gary Ablett. Superman starting to find his tape as Handley drives Geelong forward. He's been good. So has this man Hunter. Playing in defence for Footscray. Out to the wing. The ground, sunshine all over it now. We started this game in a cloud cover. The sun has finally broken through the clouds. Perfect conditions here now for football in what is shaping up to be one of the games of the year. The centre half forward, and it's all Footscray. Why you kick that ball straight to the best mark in the business at the present time is beyond me. However, Wine has taken the mark. Pumps Footscray back into attack. At the back is Grant. He's been quiet today. This man hasn't. Hinkley, he's been good. Atkins. Good smother from Bairstow. Off the ground went Hocking. Mensch. Big Mensch. Couldn't find Bairstow his target. Wills off the ground. This time he finds Bairstow. Quick handball to Mansfield. Ablett trying to break his way through Baxter, who's been scragging him all afternoon. And it's Scott on his own. Scott will balk around. Goes to the centre of the ground looking for Ablett. A well played Hunter. Chopped off the lead and took it over the boundary line to the safety.
That was almost deliberate, I think, Jared. Almost.
Just over 8 minutes remaining in a tight first half. Wine at the back to Liberatore at the front. To the half-back line, Hawkins. Weaves his magic spell. Then kicks to centre wing. Handley will come over the top. Coleman and Neal see it go over the line.
He's still a wonderful player, Doug Hawkins, isn't he?
He's
Got his dancing shoes on this afternoon.
Picked up 10 kicks so far. And should take this one away, although there's been a free kick picked out. And it's going to Scott Wine. Free kicks, 19 to Footscray, 14 to Geelong. Grant this time out in front takes the mark.
And they need this player firing.
Well, this is only his second kick. Del Rey's on the lead. McGrath spoils well to Forsman. Good play. Malachelles playing his 50th game towards Mansfield. With him is Frost. Hocking, well done. Gives a little ground to make even more. Forsman from Bairstow. Towards Mensch and Brown he goes. The former got a hand to it. Now the race is on. Stanfield. Wine does the shepherding. Wallace is loose on centre wing. Short kick towards Coleman. Mark Neal making sure that he's going nowhere fast. Coleman, one of the game's veterans now, but has given great service since coming to Footscray. McGrath a double-fisted spoil. Ken Hinkley's got that caught up in his boots. Malachelles is caught by Grant, who's now in a headlock momentarily.
Lucky not to be penalised for holding the ball. And Ablett's been given a new opponent. In Critchett's gone on to Ablett, and Baxter, who was on Ablett, has gone on to Paul Brown.
Handley, but straight to Kellett. High and close to the boundary line. Rogers sees it over.
And a real find this year for Geelong in defence has been Tim McGrath. Didn't get off to a particularly good start, but they've persevered with him, and he's turned himself into a very fine defender for the Geelong side.
3 goals, the margin, favouring Geelong. Coleman looking for front spot. Royal goals, and that's why he's there. The Bairnsdale Boomer gets his second in this quarter. 6-8 plays 5-2.
To develop the most advanced four-wheel drive in the world, we tested it in the most rugged country on earth.
Super flat black picture tube. Big screen. This is the one from Panasonic. Unique dome sound system. The one from Panasonic. This is the one television for today. Put new life into television with Panasonic.
Coming up on Real Life, so much to live for, so quick to die.
A special report on Australia's most dangerous drivers, young men caught up in a rush of emotions they can't control. Plus the wild and sultry Chrissy Amplet, a revealing profile.
Real Life, 6:30 tonight on 7.
This jerk trashes my bike, and then he tries to chat up Darcy.
A battle of romance.
Terence, I want you back.
A country practice, tonight on 7.
Only 2 straight kicks in it here at Kardinia Park in a low-scoring, tight, tough encounter. 6-9 plays 5-3. Wine winning it out of the centre. The Dogs will be desperate to get the first goal. Bairstow pumps Geelong out of the middle. Out in front of Brown. Hunter cuts across him. Brown soccers down towards Ablett. He goes to ground. Pushed to Reynolds. Taken out of it, but taken out illegally. And Keenan Reynolds will take the free kick in the back pocket. Goes straight on with the hand pass to Hunter. Goes around the boundary line. And Cretiel takes it in the back pocket in front of the main scoreboard here at Kardinia Park. McGrath over the top. Couch, who looked down and out for the count early in the first quarter, is back on the ground, and that is very good news.
Yes, he's back on the ground playing in the forward pocket, Sandy.
Wine can just take it out of the air. Off to Hawkins. Was that a throw? The umpire said no. Cretty gives it to Atkins. Smothered over the line beautifully.
Bernard Toohey has now been given the unenviable task of playing on Gary Ablett.
Hawkins. This time out of the air to Liberatore. Scragg, but gets his kick, but only as far as Rogers, who takes the mark on the outer wing. Hunter in front. Brownless from behind. And again, it goes over the line. Each quarter has started in similar fashion, a bit of feeling out by both sides.
There's another interesting move up the other end of the ground. Del Rey's come out to centre half forward, and Grant's gone back to full forward.
Still on centre wing. Mansfield, however, pumps towards half forward. Once again, only as far as Reynolds. Baxter's got a bit of room here. He elects to go short. Rogers may cut across here. He's quick and sees it over the line.
As a poor option then. He should have run and kicked the ball down the field as long as he could. And correction there, it's Grant's out on the half forward flank, and Coleman is taking up the full forward position.
Grant pulls it back to Atkins, but once again Stephen Hocking takes the ball from him. Atkins with only 7 possessions in the first half. He averages 29 for the season so far, so he is well down as Crediuk drives Footscray back into attack. At the back is Coleman, who uses his body well and pushes Neild out of the way.
Because there's a perfectly placed kick then for Coleman too. He's always in the right position to get that ball, and had Neild exactly where he wanted him.
So Glenn Coleman will be attempting to kick a goal from 45 metres out. A bit of an angle. Ball looks good off the boot. I like it. And so does the umpire. A goal. So first goal of Footscray in the second half. They trail now by only 6 points.
Footscray very much back into this game. As we spoke about in the second quarter, I'd like Baxter back on the ball where he's played most of his football. That's where they've shifted him now. He's picking up Mark Bairstow, who's got his third opponent for the day. Steve Wallace, who was there on him in the second quarter, has now gone onto the wing on Forsman.
15 effective scoring shots to 9, but the difference is only one straight kick. Hanley, high towards the half-forward line. Mark dropped by Frost, but he recovers well to Atkins. Quickly round his body. Didn't get a chance to look, just took the kick. McGrath goes back in towards the centre. Scott delighted with Mansfield. Clever tap on by Brownless. Mansfield will go back to Brownless. He eventually gets it to Scott, who pumps it towards full forward. Toohey took a chance, it worked. To the outer side. Brownless. Claim ridden into the ground. The ball spills free. Their free kick to Footscray, holding on.
Although Footscray getting a free kick, I can't believe that's not dropping the ball against Billy Brownless.
Hawkins to Stanfield.
The umpires are going to be consistent, and that has to be a drop.
Stanfield. Oh, yes, good mark from the back by Glenn Coleman. Well, this move could pay early dividends in this third quarter, gentlemen.
Yes, already he's looking like the full forward they missed in the first half, Glenn Coleman. Perhaps a little bit lucky on that occasion. I felt that he pushed out his opponent.
Kicked one only minutes ago. From 48 metres. Beautiful kick off the boot, and the Dogs are back in town. Scores a level. 6-9, plays 7-3.
That ball coming via Doug Hawkins on the wing. Hawkins has played a very good game here. Probably their best player in the first half. And he started well again in the third quarter. And Coleman up there at full forward has really given them something to target at. And you can feel the Bulldogs rising at the moment.
Finally, the Footscray supporters have got something to bark about. The ball is a non-event in the centre. Through comes Bairstow, who pumps Geelong into attack. Taken there by Reynolds, who's had a good day. Wallace Chip kicks now. Well, good smother there from Brown, who took mark of the year maybe in the first quarter. Brown goes forward to Minch. Excellent kick, finds Minch, and he quickly chips it to Bairstow. Does he find him? He does. Takes it on the half volley, so to speak, and he will line up for goal from 40 metres.
It's amazing how quickly AFL football can turn around. Wallace had Baxter on his own, passing to him on the wing then. The kick going to the man on the mark, and it's a turnaround, a great pass downfield, and now Bairstow lining up for goal.
From 40 metres out, Mark Bairstow. I think he's just pushed it to the right, and he has. However, that does put Geelong in front. This is a terrific game here down at Cardinia Park. Geelong now lead by a point.
Reynolds back into play. Stanfield, free kick going against him. Be taken by Brown. Not a lot of movement up forward. He chips across towards Hanley. Might have been the best option. Credior. Suddenly the Dogs have it down towards their half-forward line. Grant, just inside 50, gets around Neal, pumps it high. Hinckley heads back to try and fend it off, and will do so with ease. Towards Wills.
That was a poor play then by Grant.
Away goes Wills. He's very quick. Over the centre to Brownless. Into Wills. He is very quick. He's run all the way down to Mansfield. The lead is on to Minch, and he takes a good mark.
Minch has gone to pull forward. He'll take a good kick from here.
Well, he can pump a football. He certainly can. One goal. To David Minch, that's his second. Geelong steady, 7-10 to 7-3.
And once again, if we go back up the other end of the ground, Chris Grant had the ball, electing to try and kick one from outside the 50-metre arc when he should have been trying to pass the leads. We're on. Geelong take the ball down the field, and Billy Brownless has gone out to centre half forward, being picked up by Stanfield, is perhaps going to provide them with a little bit more power across that half forward line, and he's one player that will need to be stopped.
Two goals now to David Minch. Both ruckmen jump into each other. Liberatore now on the bottom of the pack, as is Hocking. Gets it to Handley. Handley to Bairstow. Forward go Geelong. Couch was held, but no free kick. Baxter round the neck. Had to be on. Sorry, Mansfield. Took him just a little bit high. The free kick goes to Baxter.
Because that was definitely around the neck on that occasion. And that's play on. He's moved off the line.
Down the middle, into the bog. Neal over the back. Taken now by Rogers, who's been excellent playing on Grant. Kept him quiet. Bairstow eludes the high arm. Back to Rogers, and he finds Couch, who was KO'd in that second quarter. Perhaps it was the first. Ablett at the back takes the easiest mark after a little nudge out on Tui. Ablett, who kicked 2 goals in that second quarter now, will line up just inside the 50. Deep in there, forward pocket. So he'll have to kick this one at least 50. No problem for Gary Ablett. Perhaps the accuracy was. And it goes off hands through for behind.
(7-11) plays 7-3. Hunter's kick back towards centre wing. Bit of pressure on Grant. Frost stands his ground. Rogers there also. Well done by Hocking, and a chip to Bairstow is good. Thought about going on with it. Now will. Scott.
Scott, who's been picked up by Hunter. Hunter moving up the field then to take the mark on Bairstow, and finding some space in the meantime.
He's kicked 31 goals for the season. And he's a young man who certainly knows the highs and lows of league football. 30 metres out. Coming back, but never enough. So Geelong continue to pepper away. 7-12 plays 7-3. They're kicking for goal, certainly letting them down.
So that's a poor kick.
Mansfield off to Wills. It could be costly. Almost the mark to Mensch. Scott is lurking. Brown in trouble to Hocking. What can Buddha do? A behind.
And Geelong are a bit slow to get out of their blocks in this third quarter. Are really starting to run hard and pepper the goals and make numbers at the packs. And the signs are looking ominous even early in this third quarter for the Footscray team.
They've kicked 1-4 for the quarter, Tim.
So they've kicked poorly all day, really, haven't they?
Yep.
Well, will it be discussed in the post-mortem how inaccuracy cost Geelong the game? We'll have to wait and see. Keenan Reynolds, been a good player for Footscray all day. One of their few goers for 3 quarters. Brown couldn't take a mark. Can take a screamer, though. Frost. Atkins now. Baxter. Footscray getting something going as he goes down the middle. Royals waiting at the ground. Big punch there from Hinkley. Runs into Danny Del Rey, but through comes Wills, who's been excellent again in this third quarter. Kicks too long, and a good mark there taken by Keenan Reynolds. Reynolds with a chip kick to Stanfield. Two of the unknowns of Footscray. Both having good seasons. Reynolds. Stanfield. Mansfield picks it up and kicks, perhaps when he should have taken it over the boundary line, and gives away the free kick. Footscray moved the ball into attack. Grant has the ball punched away from Rogers. Excellent defence on that occasion. He has had the better of the young champion from Footscray all day.
Yes, Rogers back in the side today has played very well, nullifying Chris Grant.
Doug Hawkins up in the ruck. Picks it up. The second attempt. Wills rides him into the ground. No free kick. A good handball there from Tony Liberatore, finds the umpire. I don't think we'll put that one down in his stats, however.
Might give him a Brownlow vote, though.
Yes. Okay. By a goal spink. Danny Del Rey, too small to Neal. Neal on the left foot. Wind is there. Oh! He's got it. And now he handballs it to Bairstow. What a great mark to Robert Scott. Poor kick from Bairstow, however, finds Bernard Toohey. He started the game in attack. Wasn't bad in the first quarter, however, has now been shifted back onto Ablett. Gary Hocking. Left foot. Kick. Terrific kick. Finds Billy. And the umpire has paid the mark. The ball will come back, however. Can't pay advantage from marks. So unlike a free kick situation, that will be delivered back to the hands of Billy Brownless, and probably is in range. A man that can kick the ball over weak silos, but he won't attempt it. Goes short. We'll have to take it back once again. And the free kick's being paid now to Footscray for holding. They didn't quite pick it up. However, it doesn't matter. Back to Brownless. Brownless with the left-hand handball to Wills, and he sprints away. Good pace, Wills with the left foot. Campbell playing in front. Good work from the Footscray defender. Ablett nearly gets collected. Round onto the left foot. And almost a miraculous goal at Gary Ablett, but only one behind.
You should hold your breath when he kicks from that angle, don't you? Because he normally puts those ones through. But the Footscray players in the last 5 minutes have chosen some very poor options when they've been attempting to kick the ball downfield.
7-14 plays 7-3. Brownless knocked away by Wine. Scott, Forsman at the bottom. Now Scott again. Steve Hocking. Well, he dodges and he weaves and he gets through and he sets sail for full forward. Yes! The master.
There was always a chance. Sam Bernard too, who's been mining Ablett, went down the ground And Hunter came across to cover for Bernard Toohey. And of course the ball rebounds back, and there's Ablett.
This for number 3 for Gary Ablett. Straight through the middle. So the Cats again sneak away. 8-14 plays 7-3.
And Gary Ablett, not always noted for following his man down the field, would prefer to play back and hope that the ball is rebounded back quickly. On that occasion, exactly what happened. Bernard Toohey being caught up the field trying to make the play and create some run out of the Footscray back line. And at the end there, Hunter coming across to covering, Hunter leaving his man Scott, but Ablett was just too good on that occasion.
Up goes the Geelong chant. 62 plays 45. Wind wins it. Delray stormed through, but without the football. Geelong away again. Bairstow to Forsman. Towards the 50-metre line. Hunter very quick, but misses it. Scott. Now Ablett. Attempts a centering hand pass, but it goes straight to Hawkins, off to Wallace, and back to the skipper. To Royal. He's come a long way down. He's on centre wing. Back to Wallace, who's just followed the ball down. Baxter calls for it. Wallace decides to go long. Handley at the back. Royal in front. Gives a little bit of ground to Liberatore. Caught. Thrown away by Liber. He loses the football. They'd know what a good tackle's like because he's one of the best in the league. Bairstow, kick number 16 coming up. Been another very good day for him. The centre wing for Billy. I think accentuated just a fraction, but he has got the free kick. Quite an art form that now. A number of players have perfected. Brownless floating kick. Wants Brown, who's very late on the scene, but the ball drops short. Cretian takes them up.
That's a courageous mark.
Doug Hawkins on his own, making plenty of space and picking up plenty of possessions. Hawkins, this is his 21st. Finds Collignor. Started the game on the bench, has been a little bit quiet. Footscray do need him to fire and chip in with a couple of goals. Drives the ball long, looking for Grant. Grant and Rogers. Grant picks it up. Handballs to the voice only. Wasn't a good one. And Baxter's claimed by Handley.
Well, Jared, I think that the Footscray team have suffered a little bit today in getting the ball down the field slowly, which has given Handley the time to drop back into the slot, and they've had to go very wide when they've made their forward approaches.
The Dogs need a goal. Handley and Coleman. Hocking. Good tackle from Atkins. Liberatore with the quick hands to Collignor. Bends the ball to the top of the square, but it's all Geelong. And it's Spiro Malakalis who whips the handball to Tim McGrath. Another fine game by McGrath. Good tackle there on Mansfield by Cretium. Frost, taken high. Left foot kick finds Grant. Terrific mark out in front. Plays on quickly. Looks at the goals, and I like it off the boot. He's got it home, Grant. Terrific goal there to Grant. Footscray now strike back. It's 8-14 to 8-3.
There's a wonderful young talent, Grant. Very strong hands. And that was a good bit of play then by Frost, who's been switched from the back flank where he was minding ground. He's swapped positions with Delray. Delray has gone from a half-forward flank to the half-back flank. And now Frost in the half-forward flank being picked up by Mark Nell.
We're back to an 11-point margin. 8.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. And some holding on going on in the square. It's going the way of Footscray to be taken by Atkins. They did draw level earlier in this quarter. Wallace farms it out towards Frost. Back to Liberatore. Back to Wallace, who'll have a shot. 52 metres, a high kick. Dangerous fist. Malakalis cleverly to the boundary line. If he'd been able to spot Forsman, he could have got it to him, who'd snuck clear, but he couldn't.
That was good play then by Royal, backing back in that pack. In that situation, you just have to make a crumb on your forward line, even if you are without height.
Handley. Forsman and Hocking. McGrath. Towards the centre. Scott and Hunter both holding on, so they're ignored. Credial. Reynolds. A little chip kick. Wine. Was off. Scott gets him, and he's lost it.
And that is a tough decision.
Robert Scott to half forward. Good mark. Reynolds got front spot, did well. Short to Wallace. Coleman. Again, another strong mark. Goes inside, wants Liberatore, who's got Baxter there as well. Look out! Hawkins. Outside 50 to Baxter. This could be another one to the Dogs. Darren Baxter won't handball, he's run too far.
Going too far. And once again, Footscray zigzagging, going into attack. He should have handled that the first time, Darren Baxter. There was a man over the top there. He could have played the 1-2 had he gone on with that.
Geelong back in attack. Rogers, across the back came Wine and takes a good mark. Liberatore. Quickly on to Hunter, who drives them forward. It's going to go over the back, and Malakalis, with better judgment on that occasion, takes a mark and cops one from Dougie Hawkins for his corner. Rogers once again. All Australian in 87, and will pick up another 50-metre penalty, the third for Geelong today. We saw one in the first quarter, which resulted in a goal to Gary Ablett. Neil.
Cross just had to go with him on that occasion.
Neil looked left, but goes straight down the ground. There's Ablett, who got interfered with by Tui. Possibly, Tim, it was a free kick.
That was definitely a free kick then. Tui just running back into Gary Ablett before the ball arrived. And Dougie Hawkins has gone to full forward for Footscray, and Nigel Kellett's come back onto the ground and gone onto the wing.
Under 6 minutes remaining in this quarter. Tui on the outer side. Heads towards the wing. Wind is his target. Hanley there with him. Darren Baxter sees it over the line. Well, neither side able to set up a commanding lead. Atkins snares it. Drips it in towards the centre. And a good mark taken by Frost. Off he goes to Wallace. Hawkins.
Dougie's been terrific today.
Now a chance to cut the margin to only 6 points. 14 kicks. Looking for his first goal. Distance shouldn't be a problem, neither should accuracy. The Dogs hang on. The two veterans embrace.
And Footscray very accurate with their kicking, but Hawkins has been a wonderful player all over the ground. He started up forward, then he went to the wing where he provided a lot of drive, and now they're needing him back again in the forward line. He's gone to full forward where he's been picked up by Hinkley.
Ball back in the centre of the ground now. Ablett's been shifted into the centre onto the ball. Atkins is out. Atkins moving down onto the half-forward flank for Footscray. Tui is in the centre there with Ablett. Through comes Wills. On to Billy. On to Scott, who can go long. He's got Minch at the back. But will it roll through for a goal? It has! Terrific goal there to Robert Scott. Floated it over the pack, through the mud. And Geelong have got all the answers. They lead 9-15 to 9-3.
Because it was very important that Footscray would get that ball out of the centre and push it back up into their forward line. But Geelong, as you said, Jared, they have had all the answers here today. And this is a critical bounce down this time in the centre.
12 points the margin. Hanley charges, but Wine wins it. Scott held. He'll take the free kick from the centre.
And Geelong have swapped their wings over. Wills and Forsman have changed sides of the ground.
To half forward. Wine at the back. Casually takes it. Oh, there's a good mark. Forsman. At the moment, it's 24 scoring shots to 12. There's only 12 points in it. Forsman looking for something. Menches his target. Goes a little too far. Billy Brownless. To Hocking in the pocket. One behind. There's another one. 9-16. Plays 9-3. Keenan Reynolds brings it back into play. Wallace and Delray's targets. At the back is Atkins. Brown has given away the free kick in trying to stop the flow of the football. Delray on centre wing. McGrath's left Coleman, but now Couch gets back on him. He will have a height advantage. Off to Liberatore. What can the Brownlow medalist do? Pumps it long in towards Hawkins. Got a hand to it. Malachillis, Royal. And eventually just taken over by Kenny Hickley for one behind.
I felt Liberatore picked the right option on that occasion, trying to kick the ball long to Dougie Hawkins, who's been known to take a few one-handers holding onto an opponent.
Less than 3 minutes of play now, and what has been a terrific quarter of football. Handley at the front. Over the back came Wine. Forsman, terrific handball, finds Mansfield. Mansfield's been good. Quick hands now to Reynolds. Reynolds on to Toohey. And Toohey has followed Ablett up onto the ball. Bernard Toohey finds his ex-Swan teammate Glenn Coleman, who goes long. At the back was Grant! A terrific mark to the young champion. And whilst he's been quiet, he has produced 2 feats of magic in this quarter, and it does look as if a Geelong player in Neil has hurt his shoulder.
That was a spectacular mark, that. And I just wonder, Jared, would he have popped his head through the ozone layer on that occasion?
Must have been close. Chris Grant from 40 metres, straight front. Well, the kick didn't do justice to the mark. Unfortunately for Footscray, canine capers here at Cardinia Park. But unfortunately, didn't result in a goal.
Looks as though Mark Neeld is okay. Geelong can't afford to lose anyone else. We'll see. He got bundled out of that quite easily by Grant. Under 2 minutes remaining, so an important time in this match, and if the Dogs can get another one, there's only 11 points in it now, but it's going to make for a classic last quarter. Coleman in the man. Royal scouting. Ducked his head. Socket off the ground by Forsman. Neil is okay. Gets it away to the sprinting Hanley. A long hand pass to Scott. Ridden into the ground, and he'll take the free kick. Robert Scott, kick number 14 coming up. Call to play on now. Floats at the half forward. Good mark in front. Under great opposition. Keenan Reynolds, who's had a good day. This is his 19th kick. Toohey alone at half-back. Towards Coleman and Crediel. Coleman can't take it. Crediel helps him out. Under a minute remaining. They want a mark. Hawkins couldn't take it. Royal is there. So too Grant. Royal into goal. That's what the Doggies wanted. There's a kick in it. 9-16 plays 10-5. In fact, less than a kick, just 5 points.
You've got to admire these Bulldogs. They just keep coming back, and I'm still trying to work out how Brian Royal got through there. We've heard Alan G's talk about Gary Ayres being a good driver in heavy traffic. Well, that was heavy traffic, and I'm just still trying to work out how he got through, Sandy.
Once again found that hole, Tim. Back in the centre, very heavy here at Cardinia Park in the middle. Handley taps the ball out. Through comes Hocking. Onto his favourite left foot, drives the ball back. A terrific game here at Cardinia Park. Good spoil there from Campbell. Finds Hunter. And a poor kick from Hunter goes over the boundary line on the full. With 6 seconds of play remaining, there won't be another score here. And it's set up for a fine last quarter as the siren goes. And Geelong lead 9-16. Poor kicking 70 to Footscray 10-5, 65.
Wheels magazine had this to say about the new Magna wagon. It's to meet the exacting world quality standards that the wagon is so well designed and so well built. It will challenge Japanese, American and European rivals on their terms and on their turf. Score 1 for Australia.
It started as a dream, but now the time has come. We're with you, we'll cheer for you. Together we stand as one. There is nothing greater. We'll face the world together. There is nothing greater.
Presenting the Olympic coverage, Gold Lotto. Wouldn't it be nice?
5 points the margin going into the final quarter. This for top spot on the ladder. Hocking to Bairstow. Pumps the new ball long up towards Brownless, edged out of it. An attempted kick off the ground by Hunter. Hurriedly towards Wallace on centre wing. Forsman holding him. Delray shrugs the tackle. Then kicks Footscray towards their half-forward line. Coleman couldn't take it. Neal, a short kick. Forsman snares it. Good smother by Wallace. But it's Steve Hocking. Back to Forsman. Geez, reliable Hocking. Up over the centre once again. Menched the fly, but couldn't take the mark. Stanfield to Liberatore off the Delray. Good start by Footscray. Handley drops back at half-back and takes the mark. Plays on to Rogers. Brown's on the outer side alone. Solidly met by Keller, who'll take the free kick. Forsman's kick. Mench at the back. Yes!
Yes, he's always in the right position for that mark. He's been moved back out to centre half forward, and Billy Brownless, who spent a bit of time there in the third quarter, has gone back to full forward.
Short. Mark dropped by Handley. Bairstow may tidy up. Pulls it round his body. One behind.
See, that was good play then by Handley. Probably the best big man on the ground today. I think he's had the better of Scott Wing today. Although he dropped the ball, he still butted up very quickly and knocked the ball out to space.
Recovery is very quick for big man.
That's what you notice in league football today. All the big fellas have a lot of good recovery.
Geelong with a 6-man zone defence. Let's see if it works. Hocking to Ablett. Ablett onto the right foot in front of Brownless. The dropping back was Mansfield. And it has worked because Mansfield was one of the posts of that zone defence, therefore not having a man. And that man left him alone and will now shoot at goal Mansfield to put Geelong further in front. Michael Mansfield. Good player all day for Geelong and pumps from in front. A goal.
Mansfield has been a busy player all day. Some 26 possessions, has played on the half-forward flank, ruck rover, and now is in a forward pocket. And Freddie, his opponent, going down the field, hoping to create, but the ball rebounding. And in AFL football today, exactly what happens. The rebound and the players back there on their own.
First goal to Mansfield. In the margin is 12 points. Hanley smashes it to Mintz. David Minch towards Brownless. What sort of a bounce? Hunter out of Scott's hands. Baxter towards the boundary line. Minch overruns it. Wine to centre wing. Bang into McGrath. Play on is the call. Stanfield takes the hand pass. The Dogs want one now. Into half forward goes the kick from Stansfield. Royal first to recover, gets a call out the back. The hand pass goes too far. Hanley, the big man, still going. With him is Frost. Michael Frost. Taken to ground. Kneeled, claimed, but he gets the hand pass away. Close to the boundary line. It's Brian Royal. Centering kick. Forsman. It passes him. He's taken out of it. Hawkins again. Almost to 50. Atkins called to play on with a touch ball. A high kick, difficult to mark, and doing it extremely well was Neal, but Forsman, I think, would have got a free kick anyway for a push. It is Forsman to take it. Close to the boundary line. Just a touch before it goes over. Very close. And so a throw.
Darren Baxter almost belting his chin against the fence then too.
Would have been better off leaving it go out in the full.
Stephen Hocking. Forsman again round his body towards Brown. Delray hammers it away to Liberatore. Shrugs the tackle. It's kicked straight to Hanley. The big man's done very well today. Off to Bairstow. 20th kick for Mark Bairstow, finds Minch in the middle. Ablett. There was a lot of talk whether he'd play. Now Brownless. And eventually Hunter over the line.
Actually, there was a poor kick then by Gary Ablett. Brownless had to stop and prop, and he had all that space in front of him. It needed to be shortened by quite a deal, that kick.
Brownless in front. Nigel Kellett sees it over the line.
The fellow who has impressed today is Steve Hocking. He hasn't had a lot of the ball himself, about 13 possessions, but Atkins has been reduced almost to an ineffective 12 possessions today.
Geelong lead by 2 goals, and they have the ball deep in their forward line. Kellett clears the handball. The kick now up on the centre wing, where Stanfield does battle with Minch. I'm impressed with Minch, an 8-game player, but been one of the best players on the ground. McGrath bombs the ball high. A double was the fly from Wills, but couldn't take it. Knocked on now. Finds Atkins. Atkins down the middle for Footscray. He's got Hawkins, who gets rid of his opponent. He throws the ball out, but not paid, and through comes Rogers, who's been a good player for Geelong today. Hocking. It's 2 against 1. Brown will do the shepherding on Delray. Hocking comes round onto his left foot and finds Scott with a terrific pass. An interesting duel there, Scott and Wine. A terrific kick from Hocking, kept the ball low so Scott could take advantage of his pace. Looking for Billy. Over the back now with Bairstow. He shoots at goal, but once again, for the second time in 2 or 3 minutes, is inaccurate. And out of bounds on the full. This game is alive and well as Bernatui drives the Dogs back into attack.
Goes to the half-back flank. Stanfield takes the mark.
Could almost have been 50.
77 plays 65. Geelong leads. To centre wing. Coleman is his target, and he finds him.
Just got to move the ball quicker, Footscray. They're going down the ground too slowly.
He goes long to the half-forward line. Frost. Clever push on towards Kellett. There's a chance for the Dogs. They want a goal. They've got one. Nigel Kellett gets his first, the young man from Hoppers crossing. And the Dogs bounce back 11-5. Hanging on. They trail by just 6 points.
Kellett's had a pretty quiet day. He's spent a bit of time on the bench. He's gone back onto the wing now for this last quarter. And if Footscray are to win this game, it's players like Nigel Kellett that they will need streaming down the field.
Tim Darcy preparing to come on for Geelong. Through comes Gary. He'll pick the ball up. On the third bounce he does. Will go with a long bomb. He's gone with a torpedo but doesn't quite hit it. Oh, look out, the bounce has favoured Geelong. Finally the ball just hits the post. And what looked like a positive move for Geelong now will end up with a throw-in. Deep in attack for Geelong. Darcy up on the boundary line. Throw in. Baxter and Tui. And Scott will take it now. He's grabbed by Baxter and goes to ground.
Sheridan, I just wonder if it's Darcy will be replacing Paul Couch, who had concussion, has been an ineffective player since he came back onto the ground, and his opponent Keenan Reynolds in fact has been streaming down, providing a lot of drive for Footscray.
Certainly would make sense, I think, Tim, as Tui goes in and acts for the head-high tackle. The other problem Geelong have had, of course, today was that Andrew Buse, their dynamic little rover, was taken from the ground early in the game with a hamstring injury. So they have been hamstrung at that coaching level with players going down with injury. Wine. Mensch is going back with a fly to the ball. He's got McGrath in support, but Delray's there. Coleman's been good in this second half. Has sparked Footscray. Away goes Wallace. Wallace over the top finds Grant. Grant drops what he should have taken. Gives it back to Hawkins. The good handball with a running Wallace. Wallace into goal. Can he put Footscray in front? No, it goes over the side of the goals and out on the full.
That was great play by Wallace on that occasion to drift down the field and continue to run.
Hanley does well to Malakellis, playing his 50th game today. He runs out of room. And a throw in on the outer side.
And Delray has drifted back down the field and is playing as a forward now.
One straight kick in it. McGrath read it well. Looking to set something up. Goes into the centre. Mensch can't take it on the half volley. Almost throws it out to Forsman, who shrugs the tackle. Goes with a long hand pass to Ablett. He was tripped. And he'll take the free kick in the middle. To half forward. Crediel gets a high kick. No one at home for Geelong. All Footscray. Wallace has got to move it on quickly.
Taking too long.
To half forward. Stanfield in front. Coleman. Sockers off the ground. Perhaps not the correct option, because there was Ken Hinkley, who ambles through half back, then spirals one over the centre once again. Wine gets a bad bounce, but they've got the numbers there. Hunter does well to Reynolds. Bairstow caught one behind play, but it doesn't matter. Play goes on. Delray still outside 50, the Dogs. They want something. Can they get it here? Kellett goes long in towards full forward. Hawkins the flyer. It sits in the mud at the back. On the last line of defence, Malakellis to Hinkley. Shepherding sees him clear, and he comes to Ablett at half-back. Wine and Stanfield floating across the centre. Oh, that kick's gone straight to Wallace.
Get it on.
He goes into the centre. Wine! Dangerously so, but far too much height for Robert Scott.
Footscray players have just got to move the ball on quickly.
Well, this time they do, with Wallace taking the handball from Wine. Goes high. Footscray haven't got anyone who can take a mark down there today. It's Grant. Comes round onto his right. Good intelligent submarine handball. Sets up Tui, who looks at the goals but pushes it right. And only a behind.
Intelligent play there by Grant to handball it down, realising that he couldn't get his hands up in the air to get one across to Tui. Just handballed into the ground.
Footscray just edged closer now, only 5 points behind. And a straight kick will do it. They've hung on. They've played poorly for most of the day. It came out a far better side after half-time. At the back was Delray, who should have taken that. Libba mops up. He's been good. A long kick in. A poster. perennial.
I just get the feeling that Footscray is starting to mount some sort of momentum here. All across the ground, players are becoming free, and Geelong are looking just a little bit ragged.
4 points the margin. The winner goes a game clear on top of the ladder. The stakes are high. Oh, what a mark by Brown. Not paid. The umpire's calling play off. All players stop. McGrath from half back. Geelong out of the danger zone for the moment. His target is Minch. He doesn't let him down. That's a good mark. Quickly he goes to the 50-metre line, and Scott. Away goes Robert Scott. He likes to take them on. Hocking. Darcy. Gives a little ground. Hand pass away to Bairstow. Pumps it in towards goal. It's a long kick. There's plenty of holding on. And a behind is conceded as Billy Brownless and Tony Campbell disentangle themselves. 10-18. Lays 11-7.
That bit of play there by Robert Scott, a little bit mystifying, although we do know that Robert Scott likes to take the ball and bounce.
Does like to take him on, doesn't he?
He does like to take him on. He should have showed a bit more poise on that occasion, though.
Campbell, a superb kick back into play. Minch, Hanley, Wallace, thrown out to Atkins, but he accepts it gleefully. Lovely kick to the running Coleman, who can go on. That's better play by Footscray. They've moved it quickly into full forward. They want to mark. Grant can't quite. Sock it off the ground. And another behind conceded this time by Geelong.
I'd rather see those Footscray forwards moving around. They're waiting back there for the big kick and perhaps to take the big mark from behind the pack. But there's nothing worse playing as a backman than having a forward that's moving around and creating.
Well, this game certainly has done justice to the sides at the top of the ladder. Long kick in from Geelong. Picked up by Malachellis, who handballs to Stephen Hocking. A great game from Hocking this afternoon. Finds Darcy, who has come on in this quarter, giving Geelong a little bit of mobility and height with Couch going off. To centre half forward. It's Minch. A terrific mark, and Minch will move the ball on quickly. Should have been a punch from Stanfield. It's Brownless and Campbell. At the back is Mansfield, who goes. It's his second. 2 in the final quarter. Invaluable display from Michael Mansfield. And Geelong go further ahead. They lead now by 10 points.
Well, we're too critical of Stanfield, who's been a very good player today, and he's a youngster learning the game, but he has got to punch, and the runners out there now telling him that he must punch from behind. That ball should have travelled about 30 metres back towards their goal.
11 3/4 minutes remaining. What's been a wonderful struggle. Hanley, away goes the big man, loses it. Bairstow's given away a free kick. Too high, no question.
Steve Wallace has been a terrific player for Footscray in this last quarter too.
Darren Baxter coming up for his 16th kick towards Delray. With him is Brown. Delray, a clever little tap forward, but it may open the path for Hinkley. He missed it. Brown, claimed by Hawkins. Delray loses it, throws it out the back door. Through comes Brown again. He goes to ground. It's tight and it's tough. Then it's on the 50-metre line for the Dogs. .11 minutes remaining. Geelong have got their noses in front. There's no certainty. Baxter, liver, look out. Well, he spun like a turning worm. Kill it. Ripped off the football. Gets it again. Does well. In towards half forward, but no one at home. Except Ken Hinkley for Geelong.
And Doug Hawkins, who's the opponent of Ken Hinkley, is trying to duck back towards goal. And Hinkley's taken the ball on a number of occasions. He's got to get up next to Hinkley and push forward too.
He heads towards Brown. Hunter came over the top. Atkins eventually picks it up out of the mud. To Liberatore round his body. To half forward. Malachellis looking for front spot. Hinkley stops it and pushes towards the line. Neal's kick goes over on the full. And so Footscray again are going to have the chance to score. Brian Royal kicked 2 goals in the second quarter. He's kicked 261 goals in his career. Tucked on the boundary line. An important kick He's disappointed many. Out of bounds on it.
Will he be disappointed with that one, Brian Broyle? They need a goal now, Footscray. This game's slipping away from them. Wind at the back. Through comes Frost. Frost bangs the ball forward. They've got the numbers in Grant. A terrific mark, Grant. Just used his body well there. The ball stuck in the outstretched arms. And he'll shoot what will have to be a goal from 2 metres out.
And Frost who pushed that ball forward on that occasion. A good long kick right down to the tall target of Grant. Frost has been a good player since he came on in the second quarter. Played a little bit in the back line, a little bit in the forward line. And he's another one of these young Footscray players who I think will make a name for themselves in AFL football.
Chris Grant, for his second goal of the afternoon, comes in and no mistakes. The Dogs are back in it. They trail by 4 points. It's 11-18 to 12-8.
The Footscray side are very much back in this game. And this centre bounce has got a very critical one. Scott Wine not really having a great day today in that centre bounce area, but they do need to get this ball out. They've got Liberatore in the centre, they've got Baxter in the centre, and they need to get this ball out as quickly as they can, and players coming off the line have to get in there quickly to help.
9 minutes remaining. 4 points the margin favouring Geelong. Wind wins it. Frost caught. He's got a free kick.
He was held when he didn't have the ball, Sandy.
Slips as he takes the kick, but it's still effective. Down towards the half-forward line. Clean bowls the lot. Hinkley. Geelong out of trouble. Back to the centre. Mensch comes steaming through. Hocking in front. Scott there also. Wind in over the top. And we'll have a ball up. Still in the centre of the ground.
It's very tense out there, Sandy. Both sides trying to get a break. There hasn't been much in this game all day. It's got down to that really critical last quarter now.
Just on 8 minutes, Wind wins it. Socket off the ground by Atkins. To half forward, McGrath caught one in the eye. Play goes on. Grant a chance to give it to Atkins. 25 metres out. The Dogs are going to hit the front. Footscray in front. 13-8. Plays 11-18, and what a game.
What a game indeed, Sandy. And Atkins, who's been quiet all day, breaking the shackles there from Steve Hocking to get that handball off Chris Grant, who's also been an inconsistent player throughout this day, but Footscray are right back in this.
McGrath seemed to cop one in the eye. He's okay. Back in the middle once again. Handley wins it. Mensch wants someone going past. He's got bare stuff. It sits there in business. 55 metres out. Long into full forward. Ablett couldn't take the mark. And a bounce.
He did a great job then to stop Ablett from marking the ball without giving a free kick away.
15 metres out from the Geelong scoring zone. Under 7.5 minutes remaining. Handley and Wine. Groundless. Mansfield at the bottom. Difficult ball to win. We'll have another bounce.
And are those missed shots for goal that we talked about earlier in the game going to come back and haunt the Geelong side?
Well, they kicked 2 goals, 6 in the second quarter.
They've been inaccurate all day. They really should have had this game sewn up by now.
Brownless doing the ruck work again. Scott. Robert Scott hits his second. Geelong have regained the lead. 12-18, plays 13-8.
Robert Scott, an opportunist goal then coming the pack. And the ball starts back at the centre again.
Still plenty of time. We've got almost 7 minutes left. Handley tries to belt it forward. Scott over the football. Atkins, a hurried kick to half forward. The Dogs wanting one desperately. Oh, beautifully controlled by Hawkins. Coleman's kick is good. Grant will have the chance to regain the lead for Footscray. They trail by 4 points.
That was a terrific play then by Hawkins, wasn't it? I spoke before about him trying to duck back and coming up the ground. You're much more dangerous as a forward if you push up forward into the ball rather than anticipating that the ball will come back down to you behind your opponent.
Almost directly in front. Inside 50. This is the kick to put the Dogs back in the lead. He's done it. Footscray are back in front. 14-8. Plays 12-18.
That fellow Grant has the potential to be a real star in AFL football, but it's so important to get the ball out of that centre square. And it was pushed forward that time by Atkins, a grubby kick. It was into the space, and then it was created then by Doug Hawkins moving up the ground.
Footscray fans delirious. What'll happen out of the centre this time? Hocking to Forsman. Could have been length. Play goes on. Baxter gets a hurried kick. Footscray into attack. Delray snared it beautifully. Off to Wallace. Footscray finishing full of running. Grant again. Chris Grant coming up for only his 9th kick. He's taken 9 marks.
He's playing well when it counts.
This to stretch the Bulldogs' lead to 8 points. Away to the left. A mark. Michael Frost.
And Frost been able to get a run at the ball. Then Sandy, the Geelong defenders caught napping. They should have been standing side by side, stopping him from a run at the ball.
Tight angle. What can he do? Check side kick. One behind. The margin now is 3 points.
Frost could have covered himself in glory then, but missing that, trying to do a check side punt or boomerang kick.
4.5 minutes remaining. Darcy bringing it back into play. Straight down the middle. Could have been dangerous because Wine is there. Neiled his claim. Call of ball by the Dogs supporters goes unheeded.
And Geelong have shifted Rogers off Grant, and they've put Tim Darcy back there, a well-known defender.
Hanley wins it. Forsman gets it away to Wills, who's very quick. His kick is a poor one, up and under. Scott does the roving. Chops away his opponent. Can set up Mensch. Still outside 50. Oh, Liberatore, great attempt to spoil. A mark. No mark taken by Brownless. Ablett is there also, and it's over the line in the left forward pocket. 3 points the margin. Footscray leads, but Geelong have it just 20 metres from their goal. And we have under 4 minutes remaining. Ablett and Bairstow both going for it. Bairstow! What a game. What a game. 13-18-96. Geelong hit back. Footscray 14-9-93.
Yes, and this is truly an exciting game of football and one of the best I've seen this year. Bairstow punishing the Footscray defenders in for making the wrong choice of going back into play. They should have had it towards the boundary line.
Well, that's the 7th time this quarter the lead has changed hands. How fitting is this game for the top 2 teams in the league at the moment? Out of the middle. Hocking couldn't take it. Wind a hurried kick to half forward. Seconds ticking away. Still over 3 minutes. Hawkins under pressure. Question is asked by Brown. It's going to be a free kick for a push, and it'll go to Doug Hawkins.
He's definitely in the back then.
He knows they can't waste any time now. He doesn't know how much time remains. Royal, a chance to cover himself in glory again, but he couldn't. Grant over the line. And a throw-in in Footscray's right forward pocket.
Royal did all the hard work then. He led his opponent under the ball, and then he was almost surprised that it came to him.
From the throw-in, Hinkley trying to chop an opponent away, is eventually caught by Hawkins, and the ball goes over the line.
Footscray had a tough game last week against Collingwood. It went down to the wire. Perhaps experience from last week will help him in this situation.
Well, it's just a great game. Coleman trying to do it all on his own. Can't do so. Baxter, an attempted soccer off the ground. It's close to the boundary line once again. And we'll have a bounce. A bounce in Footscray's right forward pocket. I mentioned the lead has changed hands 7 times this quarter. It's changed hands 11 times in the match. Hocking over the line. So desperately close to goal. But they trail by 3 points. Wine. Given away ground. Keller. Hand pass is good. Frost caught. Geelong out of trouble. McGrath. In towards the middle. Reynolds, Mensch, Stanfield. Mensch does well. He had no support. It's all he could do, and he's still going. Well done by the big man. Well done.
That was well played. There was about 5 Footscray players ready to swoop upon him then, and he did the right thing and took it towards the boundary line.
1.5 minutes remaining. Who can pick it up? Atkins asked the question at the bottom of the pack, but it'll be a bounce.
Still time for Footscray to score, but they've got to get the ball down their forward line quickly.
Kellett, close to the boundary line. Steve Hocking there. Mansfield. Geelong have it in their attacking zone. They're down to the right half forward flank. Campbell. Under pressure. Scott and Brownless fighting with him. Hunter there too. The ball's over the line once more. But now we have under a minute remaining. Here's the throw in. Mensch going for the fist. And I guess Geelong could be quite content to do that now for the next 30 seconds.
Of course, they don't know there's only 30 seconds to go, but what they need to do is tie the game up with this 3-point lead.
Wine and Mensch. Who's holding who? Mensch is holding Wine. There's still time for Footscray, but they've got to be quick. Under 20 seconds. They've got to get it moving. That could be the end. That could be the end. Rogers in trouble. Gets it away. Brownless caught. Gets the hand pass to Bairstow. 40 metres out. Round his body. That's it. That's it. And there's the siren. It's all over. It's all over. Bairstow with his first goal on the siren has given Geelong a 9-point lead in what has been a wonderful game of football, Tim Watson.
Yes, it was a magnificent game of football today, and the Footscray players must be applauded for their performance too. They kept at it right throughout, making it a great contest, but Geelong just had too many guns firing at the end of the game, and Brown and Bairstow popping up again in that last quarter and sealing the game, and perhaps their last chance from Scott Wine, handballing to Bernard Tui, who turned his back running down the field to create play. And at that stage, they had 20 seconds on the clock, but it's all immaterial now. A great victory to Geelong.
So just repeating the final score here from Kardinia Park as Geelong, a game clear on top of the ladder, 14-18, 102, defeating a very gallant Footscray, 14-9, 93.
This has been another 7 Sport production. The network of the...
Should be a terrific game. Big crowd, as you'd expect. St Kilda with the breeze, go to the right. Vidovic to go against Wine. Wine won it clearly. Atkins taps it forward. Morris goes to ground, taps it away. Atkins off the ground. Harvey, who won the Whitten medal.